Hello there. Welcome to Programming with Baker. My name is Matthew Baker. The point of this channel is to teach you to program, and I'm assuming that you don't know much of anything about a computer. Maybe you can turn it on and launch a web browser. That's all you need to be able to do to learn to program. You don't need to download anything. The first couple episodes are going to be a little tedious, but we need to go through them so that we can do more exciting things in the future. If I go a little bit fast, just pause it, rewind, play the whole thing again. If you really want to learn, you need to try to replicate what I do on your machine. And change it up a little bit, make it your own. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let's look at my computer. I don't know if you can see this little taskbar down here. Maybe it's called a shortcut bar. Right where I pointed my finger, I have this little rainbow circle thing called Google Chrome. Each one of these icons, of course, will launch a different application, but I want the Chrome application. Now, I have a Mac. There are two kinds of computers, Macs and PCs. If you don't see this, you might have a PC, which means your icons or your apps are going to be over here in the Start menu. You might have to do a little bit of exploring to find this icon that looks like a rainbow circle. Now, if you're a young person and you're watching this video, you need to ask your parents before you launch Google Chrome. This is a powerful application. And with great power comes great responsibility. So if you're young, ask your parents before you follow along with me. For everyone else, let's go ahead. I hope you found the Google Chrome icon because you're going to need it. If you couldn't find it, you probably need to install Google Chrome. If you don't know how to do that, ask someone to help you. We're going to go ahead and assume that you found it, and I'm going to click it right now. Okay, so here is Google Chrome. Now yours may not look like mine. That's okay. We want to start with a blank browser here. So what we're going to do is click in this URL bar right here. And instead of typing a website like google.com, we're going to type a special command called about blank, and then press the return or enter key on the right hand side of your keyboard. See how that clears everything out? No distractions now. Perfect. Now we need to open the developer tools application. It's actually in the browser, but many people don't know about it. And this is where all the power is. This is where we're going to learn to program. So if you have a trackpad, you can do a 2-finger click here. If you have a mouse, you can click the right mouse button here. And if you have neither of these things, or it's not working for you, try clicking or pressing the Control key on your keyboard and clicking, or the Option key and clicking. Anyway, we want this menu here to come up. It may be a different color on yours, that's okay. What's important is that the word inspect appears at the bottom. That is the menu option that opens up the DevTools. So let's click it. Okay, this is Google DevTools, and again, yours might look different. It might be in a different place, or it might be a different color. Let me show you some of the different ways it can look. You see this menu here, or this little icon here with 3 dots? If you click this, it opens this menu, and the first thing in this menu is a control that lets us change the placement of DevTools. So here it is on the right. Let's open this menu again with the 3 dots. Here's DevTools on the bottom. And it can even be its own window. It doesn't matter how yours looks. Just change it to what you're comfortable with. It'll work the same no matter where it is. So I'm going to put mine on the bottom. play around with that a little bit until you feel comfortable. Now let me show you the different ways that it might look in terms of color. You see this little gear icon? If you click that and then select Preferences on the left, you'll see right here Appearance and Theme. You might have a dark theme and then it looks like this. Or System Preference, which will just use whatever the rest of your applications use. I'm going to switch it back to light, but you do what you like. So we clicked around a little bit in this Devtools app, and we played with moving it around, and we played with changing the way it looks. Now look at these tabs. The tab that we want to be in right now is Console. So let's go ahead and click Console. Okay, so it looks like there's a blinking cursor here and a caret. Looks like I can type in here. So what if I type something random like ABC123? And I'll press Return or Enter on the right hand side of your keyboard. Okay, I got something red here. So I think this means that the DevTools didn't understand what I wrote. Usually when you see red, it means either something bad happened or the computer is confused about what you typed. This is a little bit hard to read. I wonder if we could make it easier. If I press Command plus on my computer. Can zoom in, makes it easier to see. If you want to get smaller, do Command minus. And if you want to reset it, do Command 0. If you're on a PC, it might be Control plus and Control minus and Control 0. I'm not sure. But I know that on a Mac, it's Command plus. So let's do that. And you know what? If you put your mouse right here, it'll turn into like an up and down mouse arrow pointer. So then you can drag it. And hopefully you know how to do that. All right, so now I can see better. So let's keep going. We tried ABC 1, 2, 3. What if we put a number in? How about 1, 2, 3? Okay, I didn't get a red message this time. So the computer seems to understand numbers, but it doesn't understand letters and numbers. Interesting. What if I just do ABC? Oh, that's weird. I don't want that. Let's try it again. ABC. Okay. I think if I press enter, it's going to do that thing again. Let's try it. Yeah, I don't want that. Let's do it again. ABC. Now, press the escape key. And now press enter. Okay, there we go. But we're still getting this red thing. So, letters and numbers mixed, it doesn't understand it. Just letters, it doesn't understand it. But numbers, it seems to understand it and it repeats it back to us. Okay, so this is getting kind of cluttered. Look at this button. If you click this button, it'll clear it. Voila. Okay, so we tried 1, 2, 3, and it just repeated it back to us. What if we tried a bigger number? Ooh, it repeats it back. I wonder if it can understand a really, really big number. Oh, interesting. So it looks like it has this little preview of what it's going to repeat back. Let's try it. So I'll press enter. Okay. Sometimes it gives us that preview and sometimes it doesn't. And if we put a lot of 9s, it's going to give us this. I wonder if that's true. Let's try it. Weird. Okay, we've got a lot of exploring to do here. What about negative numbers? Does it understand negative numbers like -1, 2, 3? Yep. Okay, I'm going to clear this again because it's getting a little cluttered. I hope you had some time to play around and try some different things in here. Let's go ahead and learn a little bit more. Let's say I came up with a really cool number that I liked and I wanted to remember it. Maybe it was like a password or something. Like 13579. If I press enter, yes. But maybe it was like really long. And I was afraid that I might forget it. 135792468. Oh, I want to remember that. Well, something we can do is we can save it into the computer's memory. Now, there's different kinds of memory, and I don't want to make this too confusing. But this is the kind of memory that is going to go away when you turn the computer off or when you close the web browser. And there's different kinds of memory. But that's the kind we're going to use right now. It's called RAM, Random Access Memory. RAM. Anyway, let's just do it. So let's say, let's call this passcode. Passcode equals 135792468. Enter. Okay, now watch this. If I type passcode, it remembers it. Now, what happens if I clear this thing? Let's try to type it again. Hey, it still remembered it. So I want to teach you a little trick. If you want to go back to things you've done in the past, press the up arrow. Like the little key that has an up arrow. It's on the right hand side of your keyboard. Press it 1 time, press it 2 times, press it 3 times. You're going back in time. Everything you typed is in here. So that can be very handy. So that's another way we can remember things that we care about, like our passcode. Okay, so we just did an assignment. I'm going to press up to find it. Passcode equals, and then our special number. We can also save letters. Maybe password would be letters, right? Or like letters and numbers mixed. How about password equals ABC123? Oh, didn't like that. Okay, let's try this. Wait, what if we type password? What will it say? No, I don't want that. I just want password. Okay, it doesn't know what that is. Let's try to save some letters. This time we'll use the quote key. You can use the single quote key or the double quote. I'll use single quote. Now ABC123 and use the same one again. So if you use single quote first, use single quote again. Okay, this time that worked. So when we did it like this, it did not work. When we did it like this, it seems to have worked. Let's try it. What's my password? I'm going to press escape because I don't like this little menu here. Oh, it remembered it. Cool. Let's see if it still remembers my passcode. Passcode. I'm going to press the escape key to get rid of this menu. I'll press enter. Yep. It remembers my password and my passcode. Okay, so there are different names for these things. When you have letters or letters and numbers mixed, and you put them inside of these little quote characters, This is called a string. So whenever I'm talking about strings, I'm talking about single or double quotes, some letters and numbers, and then another single or double quote. That's a string. So watch this. If I type the word type of, and then I put ABC 1, 2, 3 in quotes, it even tells me that it's a string. What if I do type of and a number? 1, 2, 3. Number. What if I did, okay, this is going to blow your mind. What if I did type of, and then I did quotes, and I did 1, 2, 3. What? Wait a minute. Type of 1, 2, 3 is a number, but if I put a quote, 1, 2, 3, it's a string. Interesting. So 1, 2, 3 can be a number, or it can be a string, which is a mix of letters and numbers. Okay, that's a little confusing, but don't worry, because we're going to understand it together in just a little bit. Okay, so go ahead and play with this. Try to make some different variables. You can do very simple ones like A equals 7, B equals 2. Or you can use complicated names like my favorite color equals blue. Whoops. See how you can put these little underscores in? It's kind of like a space. I wonder if we can use a dash. My favorite color equals red. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, you can use this little space. It's an underscore, but you cannot use dashes. This here, this part is called a variable name. And this will store things for us that we don't want to forget, like our favorite color is blue. It stores blue. Okay, play around with that a little bit. Let me know how that goes.